Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, grab a pew. Would you like to know a secret, Doctor Who fans? Would you? I love Doctor Who the movie. Shh, shh. Don't tell anyone. Doctor Who fans can be very, very aggressive if you like something that they don't. Or you don't like something that they do. I love Doctor Who the movie. Now, why do I like Doctor Who the movie? Well, last time I saw Doctor Who, before Doctor Who the movie, was Peter Davison's final ever episode. Because I stopped watching after Peter Davison. Tell a lie, I watched Colin Baker's first episode. Then I didn't want a bar of it anymore, right? And I think I wasn't the only one, right? So, one day, in 1996... there was a lot of adverts for Doctor Who coming back. And I was really excited. And I remember seeing the trailers. It looked like a Hollywood movie. And I know a lot of people said, oh no, Doctor Who shouldn't be like that. But I was like young and, influenced by Hollywood and stuff. And I thought, well, this looks pretty awesome. They've Hollywooded up Doctor Who. I can't wait to see this. So was it a Saturday night? I can't remember what night it was. So I think I first watched it on UK Gold. I think it was one of the first to air things UK Gold ever did. And I think they did it alongside BBC One. Yeah, so pretty awesome, right? So I watched Doctor Who the movie, and I noticed that Sylvester McCoy's in it. How awesome is that? Paul McGann's going to be the main Doctor in this movie, but Sylvester McCoy, a Doctor that many people like, some people don't, some people are indifferent about, but he's there. Imagine how you would have felt if the episode Rose with Christopher Eccleston actually started off with Paul McGann. Yes, I know Stephen Moffat rewrote history, but we didn't know anything about that back then. So just imagine how awesome that was. I remember kind of Russell T Davies justifying the fact that Paul McGann wasn't there, and I kind of was disappointed, and I thought, come on, Russell, you could have done it. But never mind, right? It would have been awesome, right? But anyway, so that was great that Sylvester McCoy was there. So they go through this whole thing. He gets shot. He becomes Paul McGann in the morgue. How awesome is that, right? And he's got kind of this street gang guy who I forgot what they call him actually. I can't even remember the other characters, right? But is it Daphne Ashbrook who plays the? I forgot her name as well. I do know this film really well, but I'm rubbish with names anyway, right? So you've got some kind of supporting characters, really good supporting characters. And I kind of love the dynamic that Paul McGann's Doctor has got with this Doctor because she's going through a hard time as well. And I think they give her a little storyline, which is great. So then you've got the ultimate Doctor Who villain, as far as I'm concerned, the Master. Now, a lot of people don't like this version of the Master because he's a bit camp, apparently. I like him. I think he's really good. I mean, he's very Hollywood villain, right? They've turned the Master into a Hollywood villain. But I like him. He's funny. He's fun. And he does feel like a threat. He does. He's dangerous. He kills people. He kills the guys whose body he takes over, his girlfriend or wife or whatever. He's dangerous. And Julia Roberts' brother, because I forgot his name as well, I actually thought he did a really, really good job in the role. And I enjoyed him as well. I like this movie. And as for Paul McGann as the Doctor, for me, even after just doing one, and I mean, I've heard his Big Finish stuff now. I love it. He's a great Doctor, right? He's one of my favourite Doctors, there's no question. He's up there with Chris Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Davison, Tom Baker. He's up there with all of them, as far as I'm concerned. Comments down below. You can slaughter me as much as you like. I won't get offended. And I won't come back doing a video saying, no, there's people who said all those things about me. I can take criticism. It's fine. But I do like Doctor Who the movie. Don't tell anyone because, as we say, some Doctor Who fans can get a bit arsey about these things. But I was really excited after that. I was buzzing and I was thinking, well, I wasn't thinking much. Actually, what I was going to say was I remember like a few months later there was a magazine. I can't remember what it was. And back then you could go in WH Smith's and read all the magazines and not pay for them. They soon put a stop to that, didn't they? But yeah, I was reading about how they were developing a new series and I was so excited. And for me, as a nerd, a geek, or whatever you want to call me, a fanboy, I was disappointed that we never saw this guy's live action series, and I still kind of dream that the BBC could do that. I think after the kerfuffle that's happened with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall, I think this will be a great way to please the fans. I think even people who don't like Doctor Who the movie admit that Paul McGann was a pretty awesome Doctor, and he would have been great in a series of his own, a proper series on television. And yeah, I love it. And you know what? This Blu-ray set is actually pretty awesome, because in the bonus features, it tells you a lot about the troubles they had making this, how it took so long, how they had problems. I think this was it Fox? I can't remember what network it was, but this was meant to be, this is not actually meant to be a movie. Officially, this was a pilot episode on one of the American networks in conjunction with BBC America. The whole idea was to have a pilot so they could get it to series. It didn't work out that way. I don't think the ratings were good. The reactions weren't very good to it. It's a shame, because I personally think this is brilliant. I absolutely love this. I've seen this so many times. And for me, it's pretty amazing that people hate it. Now, I suppose if you compare it to the best of Doctor Who, maybe it doesn't stand up. Maybe it does. It contradicts itself in a lot of ways. I love the design of this Doctor's TARDIS. It's freaking awesome. It's, as I say, it's all very Hollywoody. But as I say, when I saw it then, I was into all that. And in a way, I think when you get older, you get a bit more grouchy and you want things the way they were when you were a kid. But I don't know how I would have felt if I saw this, like now, if they did this now. But I think it's brilliant. I think it should have got a series of its own. And yeah, Doctor Who the movie is an 8 out of 10. Start attacking me in the comments as from now.